Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Legendary Leaders. I am your host, Katrina Jameson. I'm the founder of Legend Leaders, where we arm female business leaders with the strategies they need to master the one rule of career success in order to live life on their terms, a legend life. It's December 7th. We are in the month of December, the last month of the year. You have made it through 2022, essentially. Right? I mean, we've got this month, but we're almost there. And so typically when we hit the month of December, what I like to do and what I typically do with clients, and you probably will listen to past episodes that I've done in years past, where I will spend the month of December doing a lot of reflection, right? A lot of time to think back and appreciate and celebrate the things that we've accomplished throughout the year. And while I love doing that, and I'm not going to discourage you from doing that, you should. What I'm going to tell you is that we're not going to spend the entire month of December doing that. We're going to spend a little bit of time, a tiny bit of time, reflecting. But what I want you to focus on is I want you to make this month the month of preparation. I want this to be preparation season for you. You know that when we hit the end of December, beginning of January, everyone is making all of these New Year's resolutions, right? And what is a resolution? It's this line in the sand that says, I've got a new year. It's going to be a new me. I'm going to do some new things. I'm going to start a new chapter. I'm going to work out more. I'm going to read more. I'm going to volunteer more. It's always going to be this more, right? I'm going to be more. I'm going to be better. But what typically happens is we get to that week, that last week of December, and we're like, oh crap. I gotta be more. What am I gonna be more in? What am I gonna do? How am I gonna get there? What does it look like? We're not prepared. We make these decisions that are sort of a knee-jerk, if you will, decision. There's no thought. There's no preparation. There's no planning. There's no intentionality behind it. You're a high achiever. Us high achievers, we stick together, so I know you're a high achiever. And because of that, because I know you're a high achiever, when you sit down to think about what you're going to be in 2023, that you're going to be more, then you're going to stack this plate full, right? It's like you're going to this buffet and you got one plate and that one plate says 2023. And when you look at being more in 2023, you load that plate full. And it probably has food on there you don't even like. But it's like, oh, it's in front of me. I'm going to try it. I'm going to tell you that I love the fact that you want to try new things. I love the fact that you want to make 2023 an amazing year. But what I want you to do is I want you to come at it with preparation. And so this is preparation season. This entire month of December, we're going to prepare you to step into 2023 with a plan. We're going to get ready for this next year. And so this entire month, we've got 4 Wednesdays. Obviously, this is one of them. We're going to move through in a pattern that I always use with you, okay? It is the same pattern we use every time I walk you through a process. But what we're going to do is we're going to understand, what do you want to do next year? When we're sitting here a year from now, and you're celebrating the amazing year of 2023, what in the heck happened? What did you make happen? Who are you? What are you celebrating? We're going to cast that vision, we're going to define it, and then we're going to put plans in place in order to help you start to create the momentum to get there. Because what happens typically in January is that someone says on January 1st, this is what I'm going to be more of. But like we've already said, like we've already acknowledged, and you've done this and I've done this, we set this plan, we decide the week before, right? The week of New Year's or maybe the day before or the day of, we make that decision really fast. And it's probably having something to do with something that's happened recently. And that's about as much thought as we give to it. And we don't put any plans in place to make that resolution successful. We just start diving into it. We start hitting the gym every morning and we do all the things. but we haven't decided if it's the right thing, if that thing really matters, if it's something we really do want to celebrate versus is it something we just feel obligated to do. For all of those reasons, those resolutions fail. And I want you to be who you want to be in 2023. You want that too. And so instead of spending the entire month, like I said, self-reflecting on what we've achieved, and we will take some time for that, I promise. I do want you to spend the time this month focusing on not only what have you achieved this year, but most importantly, and equally as important rather, right? Equally as important, I want you to focus on who you want to be next year and how do you get there and why that matters. Let's solve for those things so that you've got the momentum going into January and you have a higher likelihood of actually achieving it. Because no one wants to set goals that they don't achieve. Then we just start to tell ourselves things like, oh, I'm just lazy, or oh, I just can't, or that's just not who I am. And in the reality, it is very much who you are. You are fully capable of achieving anything you put your mind to. But that's the key. You just haven't really put your mind to it yet. So let's put our minds to it. That's what preparation season is all about. Let's get you ready for 2023. So over the next additional 3 weeks, we're going to walk through this. And so next week, we're going to spend a little time and we're going to understand, like I always teach you, where are you right now? Let's look at what you've achieved this year. Where are you? What have you done? Let's celebrate some of those things. Let's set the current state. Let's see it clearly. And then the following week, right, which should be the week of Christmas technically, we're going to spend a little time and we're going to say, well, what do I want to do in 2023? What does 2023 look like for me? Let me dream. Let me cast the vision. You know, it's the week of Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. And so you're probably in that spirit of joy and gratitude and thankfulness. And so while we're in that state, let's go ahead and be prepared for what we're going to be appreciating next year and think about what that's going to look like. And then the last week, the week between Christmas and New Year, we're going to actually put together some plans of action so that again, when you hit that weekend and you're celebrating the new year and you step into 2023, you've already got a little bit of momentum and you're moving forward and you really will be able to celebrate all of the things that you want to achieve. Sound like a plan? So here's the deal. I want you to grab the workbook. You got to grab the workbook. The workbook is going to be full of questions and activities and things that you're going to want to do because the workbook just helps you. It's not anything you have to buy. Podcast is free. The YouTube channel is free. The workbook is free. Okay? But it's a resource to you. And I do that because I want you to have access to the resource because I want you to be successful. It's that simple. I want you to be successful just like you want it. So get the resources. Use it. Do it. Don't hold back. Do as much as you can. Okay? That's the first thing. And then the next thing is, we're going to be moving through this month, but there's going to be some exciting things that you're going to be able to tap into at the beginning of the year with Legend Leaders. And so I can't wait to share some of that with you. You're going to see some of that in the workbook. You're going to hear about that throughout the rest of the episodes. I just want to plant the seed. I want to throw out a little teaser because while it's fun to think about what we want to accomplish next year, it can also feel a little overwhelming. It can also feel like we're alone going through this process because we don't yet have all the answers and we don't have the clarity that we think we should have. And we beat ourselves up for it. Strong corporate executive women, strong leaders, it's what we do. We believe we should have already figured it out. And if we haven't, we're really hard on ourselves. So I can't wait to bring you some resources and share that with you that are going to come about early in the year, and then a few things that are happening at the end of the month of January and then beyond, so that you can tap into it, right, as a means of supporting you and really being a resource and a benefit to you to really help you achieve the goals that you have set and that you're going to set through this month, rather. All about 2023. You in 2023. It's preparation season. So let's get prepared. Let's go. Grab the workbook. Go take the action. Your challenge today, okay, because I always leave you with a challenge, something that you got to do, something that you got to think about is, why is preparation season so important? I walked you through it. I gave you my rationale. I talked you through why we're focusing on it for the entire month. But what does it mean to you? Why do you want to give yourself this month And why do you want to call it preparation season? And why do you want to get prepared? Why is preparation a must for you right now? I want you to define that and answer that question for yourself so that by the time we get together again next week, you are ready to go. I can't wait to see you there. I can't wait for you to hear my voice. I can't wait to hear your feedback as we continue to move through this process together. As always, go and be legendary.